Hey friends, it's Elizabeth here from the Everyday Storyteller, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you something a little bit different than my usual. We're going to go over my planner and journal stack for 2023. So let's get to it. Alright, so we're going to start off with my planner stack for 2023. As you can see, it's kind of small, only 2 planners. Last year in 2022, I used one planner for everything, and that was the Hobonichi A5 cousin style. The cousin style is the Hobonichi separated into 2 parts of the year. So there's a book for January to June, and then a book for July to December. And I really like the A5 Hobonichi, but I just found that it wasn't conducive for the things I do in my daily and work or memory keeping life. So this year I decided to switch things up and try 2 different planners for both parts of life. So first we have the Hobonichi Weeks. This is in the Liberty fabric. I really love this Hobonichi Weeks. This is just the regular Weeks, not the Mega. So it doesn't have as many notes pages, but I think that will be fine for this year. So I'm going to show you kind of what's in here. I'm going to be going pretty fast through all of these planners and journals, but if you have any questions about any of them, definitely let me know in the comments down below, and I would totally love to answer. All right, so the Hobonichi Weeks starts with this yearly calendar. I'm not sure how I'm going to use this yearly calendar just yet. I was thinking maybe to track vacation days or long weekends or things like that, but I haven't actually made a decision, so this is blank so far. On the yearly tracker, I've made that into a mood tracker. I have kind of a key up here, and then each day I'm filling in with the color. For the months, I'm kind of using that to keep track of any events or days off or anything like that. Any important days will go here. So that is it for the month. As you can see, nothing much is happening in January. We're already on this week and it's pretty blank up there, but that's okay. So let's go to the weekly section, which is the main bulk of this planner. The Hobonichi Weeks started the first week of December, but I actually used it in November as well. I just went over to the notes pages and I grabbed some extra sheets from a previous Hobonichi Weeks, and I just added those weeks in there just to give myself a little bit of an idea of what I wanted to do for these weekly pages. I haven't used a Hobonichi Week since 2019, I believe, so I just wanted to get myself used to the layout again and kind of figure out how I wanted to use this planner. So this is kind of the layout that I started out with. I should mention that in this personal planner, I want to track a bunch of things, workouts, movement, meals. I have some various health issues popping up, so I wanted to make sure that I was tracking that to see if there's any correlation, and then obviously just the daily to-dos and tasks. So that's what these weeks look like. This was the week of Christmas. I decided to put one of the Happy Planner stickers in here, and I really hate that I did because I forgot how much I dislike planner stickers, thick planner stickers in my Hobonichi, because it just doesn't work with the paper very well, and I'm very picky about the paper. So definitely not going to do that again. You'll see that I do add some stickers in the later weeks, but they are a different type of sticker. This is the lost week between Christmas and New Year's. And then here we start getting into the weeks where I'm actually using this as I want to. So I have top 3 tasks or events that are popping up. I have a water tracker, meals, and a movement tracker. I started to do an expenses tracker, but I decided to let that go because that's not something that I want to put in the forefront of my planner. I also have this little tracker over here where I'm tracking a bunch of different things. This was last week, which I really like. I added a couple of stickers. These are washi stickers from Amazon. I will try to have the link down below, but there's a bunch of florals in it, and I really like how these look in my weeks planner. They're so thin that they don't really do anything to the paper or anything like that. This is next week. As you can see, more washi stickers, and the theme is blue. I already set up my tracker and divided the weekly part of the layout, and I'm really excited for how this Hobonichi Weeks is ending up. I think it's a really good way to track the things that I need to keep up with, and it's small enough that I can fit it into my purse or my bag when I'm going somewhere, so I can put lists in there as well. So in the notes section, this isn't the mega, so I don't have that many pages of notes, but as I said before, I added a couple of weeks in November to the notes pages, and then I also had some December trackers, so like a spending slash mail tracker, tracking some presents that I got. I'm also starting a couple of collections. This was makeup recommendations from Instagram and YouTube and blogs. I started on some 2023 goals, books that I want to read this year, and my reading tracker. I'm really proud of myself because I set the goal of 16 books for this year, and I've already read 2, so that's really fun. A to buy list for stationery products, and then I'm allocating one side of the page for each month to track things that are coming in, and also media that we are watching and or reading. So I'm planning on doing that for each month, so I will have plenty of extra room for collections and things like that. So that is my Hobonichi Weeks planner. Next up is my content planner slash work planner. This is housed in a traveler's notebook from Chic Sparrow. This was the Outlander leather, I believe in the Fraser color. The Outlander leather is no longer available from Chic Sparrow, and I hate that because I love, 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 love this leather. And I really wish that it was still available because I would totally buy some more. All right, so first off, this is a traveler's notebook, but I'm using it as more of a folio. I have both A5 style books tucked into the front and back covers here, and then I just have this loose notebook attached to the elastics here. So first off, I have this Jet Pens Tomoe River notebook. Not sure exactly what they call it. They have a name for it, but it is just Tomoe River paper, blank with a grid or a dot grid. And I'm using that for notes and content planning and just random things that I want to write down associated with memory keeping and my Instagram and blog. I opened it up with a tip-in from one of my Brandy Kincaid Extravagant Hope mailings. This is just a little reminder that I thought would be good for a planner that is associated with like social stuff. And then in this notebook, this is extra paper from a Hobonichi Day Free that I bound into kind of a notebook, and I just put random thoughts in here. And then this is my main planner for content. This is the 2023 Take a Note planner in A5. I got this from Yoseka Stationery, and I really fell in love with this layout when I saw it over on YouTube. Again, I added one of the Brandy Kincaid Extravagant Hope stickers. This one says, "Go at your own pace." Again, a good reminder for social media. On this side, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing for that. This is the yearly overview. My original plan for this was to add in when I post on Instagram and YouTube, but as you can see, I only added up to February just in case I change my mind and want to track something else on here. I have no problem using my trackers for different things throughout the year, so this might change. On this is very similar to the Hobonichi Cousin. These are the monthly trackers, and I am going to track some crafty goals on these pages. As you can see, I already have this part filled out. This is where I am tracking my follower count for Instagram, YouTube, and my newsletter. Shameless plug, if you want to subscribe to any of those, I will have the links to all of them down below. And then we get into the monthlies. So the monthlies I am using as a content planner. So as you can see, I have these little sticky notes. I like to use sticky notes for content planners because if I change my mind or something it needs to be different, I can just pick up the sticky note and put it somewhere else. So as you can see, it's looking a little bit sparse right now, but I'm excited to use this as my content calendar throughout the year. All right, so now we get to the weekly. So the Take a Note Planner is really interesting in the fact that the week is actually spread out into a couple of different spreads. So there are 2 spreads per week. On the first side, on the first page of the week, we have the little monthly layout. We have this week at a glance page, and then there are 2 days per page on the other 3 spreads. So we have Monday here, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So what I did is I borrowed from bullet journaling and actually folded this middle page over as a kind of Dutch door, and you can move it back and forth to really see what you're trying to do for the first 3 days of the week and then the last 3 days of the week. So for instance, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So if you're working at the beginning of the week, you have all 3 of those days available to you. And then when you're working on the latter part of the week, you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you can still see this week at a glance column. So that is how I am currently using this planner. I did not do anything scrapbooking or crafty related on the last week of December, which is this week right here. So that is why it is completely blank. So this is kind of a interesting layout. Not a lot of planners have this layout, but I think it's going to work with me. So far, I have done a good job with tracking my hours and notes and things. So we'll see how this goes for the rest of the year, but so far I'm kind of liking how much space that I have, but it's not too much space. So that is my memory keeping / content planner for the new year. All right, so as you can see, I have a couple of things for my journaling this year. I'm gonna start with this one. This is my A6 Hobonichi HON notebook. I think that's how you say it. It's H-O-N. This is pretty much the original A6 Hobonichi, but in a hardcover form. So this is kind of a hardcover book, and it's not really meant to go into like a notebook or anything. It's just the book. And I am using this for my daily log. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what's inside. All right, so let's get into it. For the first couple of pages, I have nothing done, mostly because I'm not exactly sure how to use these pages in kind of like a log book. So this is the monthly overview. I thought about putting my mood tracker here instead of in my personal planner, but honestly, it's just a lot of space, and I don't know if I want to keep that for posterity. So I'm leaving these blank so far. If you have any ideas on how to use these pages in something like this, definitely leave a comment down below. So this is the monthly layouts. Again, haven't used the monthly layouts. I may actually go back at the end of each month and fill these in with things that are in my personal planner. So my personal Hobonichi weeks might be more of like a monthly scratch pad where I put things that might be happening, but then this one ends up being what we actually did throughout the month. So that's an idea, but I would definitely only fill it out at the end of the month because life around here changes very quickly, and not everything that gets put into a planner is actually accomplished. So as of right now, these monthly layouts are blank. So the monthly layouts go until March of 2024, which is crazy. But the daily pages do start on January 1st. So you have this one spread that is for, I guess, goal setting throughout the year. Haven't filled that out. I rarely fill this page out in my Hobonichi. And then I also rarely fill this page out, the monthly overview on my Hobonichi. But as you can see, I've actually done a really good job at filling out my logbook for this month. All right, so I'm kind of using the daily pages in a monthly fashion. So each month I will probably be documenting a different thing. So for January, I am documenting a quote. Of course, I have my log here. I have my one good thing. And then down here where on the blank pages, it's the quote in Japanese and then the little calendar page. I'm just leaving that blank, or I'm adding some extra things like this little Happy New Year decoration. I might put stickers here. I don't know. I really like this feel. You can see I did put a sticker here, but this is a washi sticker, so it doesn't really bother me like a regular sticker would. But as of right now, these are the 3 things that I'm documenting daily. That might change every month. I might switch things up, not document a quote one month, depending on how busy I am, maybe just do the log. But I'm kind of going with a month-to-month basis so that I can switch things up each month and I'm not documenting the exact same things. Because I have learned that if I am doing the exact same thing for a whole year, I get very bored. So I'm just going to really quickly flip through the pages that I've already done. As you can see, I'm adding a little bit of color to the page, maybe some boxes around specific things so that it doesn't all blend together. And on this page, I added a sticker because I messed up and put log twice, so I had to cover it with something, and used a washi sticker on Tomoe River paper and then stuck that down onto my notebook. And I actually don't mind how that feels. So I might do that again, but just kind of playing it by ear. But that is my logbook. As you can see, I am using a 4x6. Is this the 4x6? Yes. A 4x6 card. This is from Brandy Kincaid in one of her Extravagant Hope mailings. I love this quote and I really wanted to look at it every day. So instead of using the pencil board that comes with the weeks or with the Hon book, I am using this as my pencil board. So that is my first journal for 2023. So I'm going to show you what I'm using to make sure that I don't fall too behind. So this is a passport size traveler's notebook. This is the weekly diary. So this is the first half of the year, January to June, and pretty much it's just the full week on the 2 pages of the diary. And every day that I am not having time to really go into the daily log as much as I want to, in my Hon notebook, I am just writing little notes in this passport size tan. This stays on my nightstand and I can just grab it and jot a few notes down. And then when I have time, like over the weekend, I can transfer those into this Hobonichi A6. So the difference between these 2 planners, the Hobonichi Hon book is my logbook. It's very fact-based. It's very, this is what we did today, and this is a quote. And it's memory keeping in that way, but it doesn't have a lot of feelings, or at least right now I'm not planning for it to have one of those pour out your soul journals. It's more of, this is what we did today, more for documenting purposes. And this traveler's notebook is where I will have my actual journal. So let's dive right in. I have 3 notebooks in this journal. Actually, I have 4. This is from November and December, this traveler's notebook right here. This first one is a what is this called? An MD notebook that I have very horribly cut down to traveler's notebook size. This was an A5 size, and when I transferred my journaling into a traveler's notebook, I just cut it down, and I didn't do it very well, but that's okay. So this is going to be my, kind of like my commonplace notebook. So any notes on other people's works, pretty much other people's writings are going to go in this. My random scribbles are going to go in this, and these are my journals. that's pretty much the gist of this particular traveler's notebook. As you can see, there are nothing in the pockets because I don't usually use the pockets of my traveler's notebooks, even though I really like the look of the pocket, the inside pocket style. I don't use them. So there's that. All right, so again, this one is for other people's words, kind of like a commonplace notebook. These Travelers Company notebooks are the blank 03 notebooks. I added that into that one so I remembered what it was. And I'm going to show you a really quick flip through of what that looks like filled in. This one is completed. I just have to do a flip through of it and then archive it. This is for November and December of 2022. I started on November 4th. As you can see, I'm adding watercolor drawings, I'm adding pictures, washi, some stickers and things like that. And then at the end, I had a bunch of blank pages, so I added the books that I read, like a reading tracker, and then I also added the media, movies / TV that we really enjoyed this year, and added that into the back. And I'm calling this notebook completed, even though it still has like 5 spreads that are blank. But I really did not want to mix 2022 and 2023 because I have to think about that. So I just filled in as much as I could for 2022, and then I am continuing on with this new blank one for 2023. So I'm not going to show you that one. Pretty much I am doing the same thing as I did in this one. It's going to have photos, watercolor. It's kind of like a creative journal, but without stickers or tip-ins or things like that. Because I really like how slim this notebook is, and if I added anything else it just gets huge, and I'm not a big fan of that. I love seeing other people's really chunky monkey notebooks, but when I create them I'm just like, ew, I don't like it. So since I have learned that about myself last year and in previous years, I have decided to stick to just those 3 things. I do have this last page. I have decided to stick in Happy Mail things in this back cover page. So I have the label from Yoseka from an order that I made. I have this label from Extravagant Hope, and then I have a bunch of stamps that we got from Christmas cards this year. So that's really fun. I plan on continuing that here on this one. As you can see, I only have the label for the Traveler's Notebook on there so far, but it's only the first week of January, so I'm sure I will fill it out a little bit more as the month progresses. I do plan on using this one notebook for at least 3 months. So in this one, I did November and December, and I totally would have had room for January, I think, except that I didn't want to add January in this notebook because I wanted to start fresh for the new year. But my plan is to have at least 3 months in one Traveler's Notebook. So that means I'll have 4 total for the year, and that sounds really fun to me. So that is my journal and planner stack for 2023. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I am using fountain pens in my journal, and this is one that my husband bought me for Christmas. This is a TWSBI Eco Rose Gold and White. I will have it linked. And then I have some really fun Ferris wheel press ink in here, and that is also really fun. I've been experimenting with different colored inks, and I'm so excited to be using a fountain pen in this journal. So this is my long form journal, this is my logbook system, and then these are my planners. And together this set of notebooks and planners have been working out really well this year. So I'm really excited to see how they progress through 2023. If you have any questions about any of these, definitely leave them down below. And I would love to know what planners and journals you are using for the new year. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye.